The professional experience program is based around the New South Wales Institute of Teachers graduate teacher standards for beginning teachers. So the whole program is formulated around providing opportunities to provide evidence against those standards. There's 7 standards. The first one is knowledge of subject content and an ability to teach that content to students. So that's really your knowledge of your discipline, whether that be maths or science or history or English. It's knowledge and understanding of that particular discipline. And also the pedagogic content knowledge that goes with that discipline. So knowing how to teach that discipline to, say, a group of rowdy Year 7 kids. So that's a really important component of it. The second standard is an understanding of their students and how students learn, and that is really, really critical. Students are at the heart of learning how to teach, because a successful teacher is one who has successful learners. If you don't get successful learning, you can't have successful teaching by definition. So understanding students in all their diversity and how they learn is really important. And that's actually one of the greatest challenges we find for our students and also for their supervising teachers, because there is such a diversity of student population in New South Wales schools and in Sydney schools in particular. Not only do you have the wide variation in terms of socioeconomic status, in terms of the resources and affluence of the communities in which schools are positioned, you also have huge and growing language other than English background population. Chinese, for example, is now spoken as the language of the home by about 10% of students in New South Wales schools, and about 30% of students in New South Wales schools actually speak a language other than English at home. In Sydney, of course, that number is much, much higher in most schools. Many schools would have language other than English populations of 60, 70, 80%. And so that means a lot of diversity in terms of English language competence and also in terms of cultural familiarity, not only with the Australian school system, but with everyday's kind of interactional practices of how to talk to teachers, how to make friends, what sort of is appropriate for a well-behaved, disciplined student. Huge discrepancies across the spectrum of students around what is culturally appropriate behaviour for a good student. So that's an issue. Of course, then we've got students with special needs. Again, a growing number of students have been identified as having a whole variety of special needs, ranging from attention deficit disorders of various sorts, right through to students that are physically